Way I see it, we're pretty much dead already.
Goddamn right. I love when an episode title's mentioned in the episode.
Probably most episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, and this was done in a pretty good way, but we kick off the mid-season finale. Everyone's settling down. We're all having breakfast. Glenn looks at Maggie.
Maggie's shaking her head saying no, 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 no. Glenn turns, looks at Dale. He's nodding his head saying yes, 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 yes. And this was great. I mean, something this simple was brilliant. And I mean,
it works when you actually have characters that are good.
Yeah, I know they wouldn't understand this, like, you know, about 5 more seasons into the show when all the characters are shite, but I mean, this thing, Glenn looking at both Maggie and Dale's better than a bunch of, 20 unknown fucking jobbers, trying to kill each other. This was better than some fight scene that happens in season 10, 100%.
A bit of comedy, and he didn't even need to say a word, and it worked. Because Dale's facial expressions, Maggie's facial expressions, and Glenn being caught in the middle of, fuck, here we go again.
So then Glenn walks over to the group, they're all having breakfast. Glenn goes, hey, excuse me guys, and they kind of react, but like not really paying attention to him, like, oh, Glenn wants to say something, who cares? And he's like, there's walkers in the barn. The barn's full of walkers. And then everyone's head just like pans round to face Glenn. You got Daryl turning round. You got Carol turning around and like, what the fuck are you going to do anyway? Walkers or no walkers, you're shit. Andrea's looking at him. You got Shane staring him down. And then you got the camera pans to Rick and it just like zooms in on Rick's face looking at Glenn.
Like proper horror vibes here.
Yeah. We then see the main group check out the barn. You get a close-up of Shane putting his eye through a creek. Like a gap in the barn wall. And then see some walkers like bounce out trying to get him. He steps back and is like to Rick, tell me you're not okay with this.
Fort Benning, man, we have to go. We can't kill him, we have to go.
Of course not, but it's his land. I mean, fuck the land. I mean, seriously, if Herschel decided he was going to move a bunch of, like, rapists and pedos fucking in, and they had to share the same tent with Laurie, would let Rick go like, I don't like it, but it's his land. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes, but also with Shane, it's like, he wants to go to Fort Benning when there's going to be a lot more dangerous things than a fucking barn beside him with walkers in.
Yeah, I mean, normally I think Shane's always in the right, but he does say here, look, Rick, this place ain't safe, so either we make it safe or we have to go. I mean, what's safer, right? Sitting on this farm where up until now, I don't think we've seen one zombie on the farm.
Apart from the walker walker.
Right, so there's some... What's safer, being on the farm with about a dozen walkers that are contained in a barn and aren't an immediate threat, or going back out on the road where there was like a shit... Look at the highway, for example. Shitload of walkers. Look at the camp. Walkers invaded that. Look when they got to the CDC. Walkers were surrounding them.
Yeah, like if you realistically think about it, right? They were sitting at a camp that had no protection really. Like the woods were open right beside it. Here,
this farm's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Albeit, right, you've just found out about the walkers in the barn, but it's padlocked.
Yeah, and it's like, even if you're making noise at this farm, it's like so far away from like the populated places that the likelihood of zombies ever reaching this farm is unlikely, but then again, see, the season finale kind of
does that, but I mean, there was unique circumstances for that, but Rick brings up the point, they can't go, they need to find Sophia, which Shane then says, right, let's be real guys, there's no hope of finding Sophia. Daryl then brings up, we found her doll. He's like,
you found the doll.
You found the doll. A doll? A doll. And then he says, if he saw your inbred hick ass, should run the opposite direction, you with those walker ears. He's right on the money here. Like,
yes, like, I mean, come on. See, look at it, walking, covered. I mean, Andrea thought he was a fucking zombie. So, I mean, what would Sophia do if you actually see it? I mean, she would run in the opposite direction. Looks like Shane and Daryl's going to get in a fight. Rick's trying to separate them.
No, but how cut, right?
You got Laurie pushing Shane away, and then he says to her, get your hands off me. So, I mean,
like, how can no one realistically look at this from a point of view of, right, yes, she found a doll, Daryl, but we don't know where is she? You know, like they could return to the bit where Rick's told her. I mean, like Rick.
Shane found the gun that Rick gave Otis, and
no, but right, what was better, right? It's like Rick bringing them back to the spot he told her to stay in episode 1, right? Which was literally about an hour ago before she took off, or Daryl finding her doll like 6 days after she went missing. No, he brings up the whole 48-hour thing. Shane's the right man. He's the man here. He's the absolute man. Carl, we got a cringy scene where he says to Laurie, "We're not leaving this farm until we find Sophia."
And even after that, I don't want to. Well, Carl, here's the thing, right?
No one
You're
gives
a
a fuck.
fucking kid, right? What you say does not matter. You can want to leave, you can want to stay. At the end, the adults will fucking make the decision. So why don't you just sit down, you wee bastard, and just wait till season 8 till you die?
Yep, that's pretty much it. Carl, know your role and shut your mouth, jabroni. Rix tells the group, "Right, I'm going to talk to Herschel about things and I'll get back to you." So he walks in.
How the fuck's this going to go?
This is not up for discussion.
Like,
I want a debate. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
so Herschel's reading a paper. He talks about how he's been busy on the farm. Rick's like, "We can help you. You know, we can share the labor. We can help you keep the farm strong, keep it safe." He's like, "I don't need your help, Rick. I want you and your family to go."
No, gets me though. Herschel's like in denial, right? He thinks these people are just sick and the rest of the world's alright and shit like that, right? But if he really truly thinks like that and the world's basically normal apart from a few people sick with an illness, then why didn't he tell these people to leave a lot sooner? If the world's normal out there,
Yeah, go to the hospital, mate.
you know what I mean?
Take your shot, son. And
Is
get to
that
the
is that
hospital.
not bad writing in a way though? Like what, like you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just delusional. He's a delusional old fuck. So yeah, Rick wants to talk about the barn. Herschel isn't interested. Herschel wants them gone. He's like, we can't.
I know you consider them people. I talked with Dale. Your wife's in there, your stepson, but they're not people. They're walkers.
He's like, "I want you gone." He goes, "No, come on, Herschel, think about it." Herschel's like, "I thought about it." Rick's like, "Think about it." And he's
thought
like,
about
"I thought about it." And Rick's like, "Think about it again. We can't go out there, man. You'll kill us."
They could have been on for. You could just put it on a loop.
Well, I was going to say we could do a 1 hour lip, but we'll probably get fucking banned for that, like, so.
No.
I
What?
mean-
Think about it. What about it? Think about it. I thought about it. Think about it. I thought about
Think
it.
about it again.
I thought about it. Think about it. Thought about it. Think about it.
Get
Brilliant.
off my land. So, yeah.
Even the jobber stood up this episode. They actually got some pretty funny deliveries.
Yeah, then Maggie has a conversation with Herschel. She refers to them as walkers. Herschel seems disappointed that she's referring to them as walkers, but then she says that Glenn saved her life. Herschel calling him the Asian boy here, I mean,
Wee bit.
under slightly racist undertones here. I don't think he's quite on the Meryl spectrum of racist, like, but old white guy.
I near
Kid.
killed that damn Chinese
I
kid.
mean, it could be like, So, yeah, we get that. And still don't think Herschel's, changing his ways here, but he seems a bit annoyed that his daughter almost died. We then have Rick say that he spoke to Shane. Rick speaks to Shane, says he spoke to Herschel. He's not really having it. He wants them gone. Shane's like, "Yeah, let's just go then. Let's pack our bags and let's go to Fort Bennett." They're never going to find Sophia. Shane thinks, and he's true. I mean, at this stage, he is 100% true. But Rick says they can't go. Shane's like, "We gotta go." He's like, "Laurie's pregnant."
Think about it again. And it's not the only time he uses the Laurie's pregnant line this episode. I'm pretty sure everyone on the barn gets this fucking line.
I think even Herschel got the line as
He
well.
did. It's like, it's either a death sentence out there or a bloody, what is it?
Blossom, a blessing,
A blessing, you fucking dick. A blessing.
Alright, whatever, man.
That's what it is, but Rick trying to keep the peace here. And it's funny, like, Shane the whole episode's literally just sat outside this barn. Till he follows Dale on a secret mission.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically Shane's just being positioned outside the barn. There's one stage where Walker, sticks his hands out the barn door and Shane goes to reach for his gun, but he hasn't got it because all the guns are being kept in the RV. That seemed to piss off Shane. But Dale's one step ahead. He's already got the bag of guns. He gets Glenn to momentarily go into the house for him while Glenn is on watch duty. As soon as Glenn leaves, Dale makes his way into the woods. Shane approaches the RV. Glenn's there, like, "What way did he go?" And he's like, "I don't know, he was gone." Dale doesn't really believe Glenn. He thinks that Glenn's maybe
Lied about it, and it was actually Shane that doesn't really believe Glenn because he thinks he might have took it for him. But aye, he told me to get a glass of water, and that's when he took off, so he wouldn't be able to tell what direction he went off in. But yeah, Shane somehow catches up to Dale by tracking, and then Dale brings up the smart ass comment of, well, if you were that good at tracking me, why didn't you track Sophia?
If you applied your tracking skills to Sophia, maybe we would have found her by now.
It's actually a valid point.
Shane's like, give me the guns, Dale.
I'll
Dale,
tell you what, like, if Shane went after Sophia and not Rick, like, she'd still be here.
he would never fucking left her there. Like, I mean,
I think anyone in the group goes after Sophia. Even Carl. Even if he goes, man, she'd still be here. Rick just overfought it. Way overfought it. But yeah, we're about to get that little bow tied up. But yeah.
Why did Rick have to take care of them, right? Why didn't he just grab Sophia? Why didn't they just run around the walkers? Get back to the highway, and the group could have took care of it.
If the walkers even find their way back. You know, it was like a 5 minute run, but
I mean, Rick did make some excuse about, I get winded, they don't.
yeah, but mate, you can run a lot faster than they can. And you're smarter. Well, I mean, you appear smarter. But yeah, Dale says to Shane, I know what you're capable of, just like you did to Otis. You got no real proof of Clay's attacks to the Nomad attacks, man. That's like, what's Dale's fucking proof here? He's got fuck all.
He came home with a dead man's gun.
Doesn't mean anything. Like, right, alright, yes, he has the proof. He pointed the gun at Rick. Right, I'll accept that. But even that, you could pass that
I
off,
was
man.
there, you pointed the gun at Rick.
You know, and if Shane was half as bad as Dale's making him out to be here, Shane could have killed him here, yes or no? Very easily could have killed him.
Yep.
Like, I know you could say Glenn might be like, well, hold on, Shane was going after him, but, you know.
I liked in the last episode where it's like, he says to him, you really think I'd kill Rick? Then he says to him, what do you think I'd do to someone I don't like?
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, he doesn't like Dale, and he spurs him here. Dale, he tells Dale, shoot me, because I'm taking the guns. Dale doesn't shoot him.
Yeah, Dale's not got the heart to shoot anybody, like, you know what I mean? It's just not in him.
No. And he's like,
I don't think we've seen Dale shoot a walker, or maybe shoot a person.
Yeah, I might not last long, but at least I won't last long enough to see what they make people become. People like you.
At least I could say, when the world went to shit.
I didn't go to shit with it.
Yeah.
Dale's the man.
I like Dale.
But he's a bit of a lefty, like, so...
He is, like, but I mean, he's a good lefty, and he's not quite Mick Foley, is he? No, he's definitely not. Shane gets back. Shane is heading back to the camp. Meanwhile, Herschel tells Rick, I need your help. He's about to go and look for Sophia with Andrea. Andrea offers to help Herschel as well. Herschel's like, Rick will be fine. I mean, what is this, the fucking bum boys? I'm surprised Herschel isn't begging Rick to stay.
Just you, though. And your son. Any young men you got.
That T-Dog guy, he can stay in the barn.
He's like a wild animal to
Mow
me.
my lawn. Fucking wash the horses. Anyway.
Imagine when Rick said we can help, he's like, yeah, just that T-Dog fella. The rest of you white folk, I'm on his side. He can sit outside the fucking tractor.
Yeah, so you got Herschel, Jimmy, and Rick. They go into the woods. There's a couple of zombies like trapped in like this mud. They can't move. They've got these like, I don't know the correct terms for that. They kind of remind me of like the litter pickers, you know, where you pick up litter.
Yeah, but why would they have them?
I don't fucking know.
It's almost like a cattle prod, isn't it? But you put them around the walkers.
Basically a stick with like a circular hole at the end of it. And
Have we actually seen zombies sell like tasers in this? No.
don't know. Don't think so.
Electricity.
So Herschel wants Rick to help him put these in the barn. It's him, Jimmy, and Rick. So they got like two of the stick thingies each. They put it around the heads of the walkers, and they're trying to lead them. Jimmy falls like in the mud, and like one of the walkers is almost on top of him and Rick, and they manage to get up in time. And then like I think Jimmy goes in front with Herschel, then following Jimmy. And then the walker that Rick's got is following Herschel, so they're kind of going in like a train.
It's a mess.
Where the two walkers are following the respective person in front of them. And then Herschel makes a comment about, Rick's like, how did you do this or something like this? And how do you do this all the time? Because it's like hard work, I guess. And Herschel comments that, you know, Otis used to do it by himself. And like, I'm just calling bullshit on that. I mean, a big man like Otis would be clumsy, right? The fatter you are, the slower you are, the clumsier you are. I mean, could you imagine Otis in this situation where he is, you know, trying to, you know, lead a walker back to the barn and there's like quicksand and mud? You tell me Otis wouldn't be like sliding, falling on his ass and having the walker land on top of him and like just reaction speeds wouldn't be quick enough. I mean, I just refuse to believe that Otis would do this over and over and over and not get bit.
Exactly. It's very stupid, and I mean, when you look at the barn, it's proof. Like he did it quite a few times.
Oh, Otis is a big strong. I'm not on about that, right? I mean, just when you seen these three here, I mean, it almost ended in disaster. It looked like Jimmy and Rick were about to get bit at one stage. So I just refuse to believe that Otis would do this. Plus, the reason it seemed to work well is because like the person in front was leading the other one away. If Otis is on his own, then he hasn't got that, that benefit. I just refuse to believe that Otis managed to do this comfortably by himself without ever getting bit.
Another weird thing is, like, why is Rick even agreeing to do this? Does he think this is his golden... Willy Wonka and the Charlie Chocolate fucking golden ticket?
If I get these
golden
walkers
ticket
in the barn, he'll let us stay on the farm.
It must be. No, but why? Wait, why else?
No, but it's weird because one minute Rick's group's talking about killing everybody in the barn, but now Rick's trying to add more fucking walkers to the barn.
Yeah, but what's Herschel's point here? Does he want to show Rick that they are people, and that if you do shit like this, I'll let you stay, or is he just literally like, I'll use this guy here? Because a minute ago he said, I don't need your help, don't need your people help. Now it's fucking, I need the help. You get me?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Bit confusing, but aye. Shane returns with a bag of guns, basically says, it's time for some ass whooping.
You ready to protect what's yours? And he gives Glenn a gun, gives Darrow a gun. Like, so earlier in the episode, Darrow and Shane were about to fight, but now they seem on good terms.
And they're going to lay the smack down, but then...
Maggie's like, what you doing with those guns on my father's lands? And he doesn't seem to give a shit. And then we see Rick, Herschel and Jimmy appear with the walkers, and you just see Shane in the distance like, what is that? What is that? And then he starts fucking running full speed ahead. Slams through the fucking like fence. There's like this fence in the fucking farm. He just like slams through it.
What is that? Oh, it's like when you spend 12,000 FIFA points and you pack fuck all. What is that? What is that?
Shane's like, you see what you're holding on to? And Herschel's like, I see who I'm holding on to. And he's like, no man, you don't. And then he gives him a whole lecture, and he gives him a what do you call it?
A lesson?
A lesson on what people.
If this is a living, breathing thing, would they feel stuff like this? Lungs, heart. Why is he still breathing?
3 rounds in the chamber. Why is he still coming? That's his lung. That's his heart. Could a normal person? Could they just take that? And he keeps shooting him, and Rick's like, Shane, enough! And Shane's like, you're right, this is enough. Just walks up, shoots the walker in the head. Herschel's face just absolutely drops it like he shot himself. He crumbles to his knees, and Shane's like,
they killed Amy, they killed Otis.
Enough! Looking for a little girl that's gone.
Enough. Brilliant. Then, what happens? The barn door is ripped open by Shane Welsh.
It's fucking Walsh, you prick.
What? Walsh?
Welsh.
I said Walsh.
You said Welsh.
I said Walsh.
You said, and
It's not fucking Stephen Walsh from Celtic, it's Walsh.
And he was like, enough! Living next to a barn of things are trying to kill us.
Enough!
Looking for a little girl that's gone. Rick, it ain't like it was before. So if you want to live, if you want to fight, you gotta fight for it. I mean, no, if you want to live, if you want to survive, you gotta fight for it. Right here. Right now. Then he runs like a madman down to the barn door, lifts
So
open the hatch, fucking starts slamming the door, opens the door,
Pickaxe.
fucking gun out on the walker, starts stumbling out. Then you have like Darryl going to help him, Andrew goes to help him,
T-Dog.
starts shooting.
Glenn.
Yeah, Maggie kind of gives Glenn or Blessing, I guess, to go and help, and then
And Rick's just standing there with the other walker like a windy licker.
it's like, Herschel, take the fucking stick! And Herschel's out of it. Herschel's done. Herschel's gone.
Herschel is halfway to Modesto.
Shane eventually comes over, relieves Rick, shoots the walker that he was holding on to. Then they clear the barn. At least you think they've cleared the barn, and the next minute you see these wee tiny feet, and next minute a little walker comes out, and it's Sophia. She's been bitten on the shoulder that Rick told her to keep the sun on. So
Ironic. Very ironic.
yeah.
Show the walkers this shoulder blade.
She stumbles out. Carol tries to run to her. Darryl intercepts her and stops her, and then Rick steps up, and I guess it kind of gave you a kind of flashback to when he shot that wee girl in the season 1.
I guess.
Not a flashback, but it kind of mirrored that a little bit, resembled that.
I know for the sake of like plot purposes and it's cool Rick doing it, but if Shane's the big man, he's opened the bar and they're shooting all these bastards. Why didn't you just put the round in Sophia? I guess for the purpose.
I think what they're trying to show us, Rick's the leader and he's making the hard decision because killing Sophia is a hard decision or something. I think that's what they were trying to show.
I know, but like I get that, but we've seen in the past like where when Amy was bit, they're all just like she should just kill her and other people, Jim and shit like this. Realistically, hard decision. I think Shane at this point is too far gone in that direction where he should have just shot her. But I get for the sake of drama, it made sense for it to be Big Rick.
Yeah, no, I really doubt to believe that at this stage of the show, Shane can't bring himself to shoot a zombified Sophia.
Maybe it was Carl. Even then, like I think he'd still shoot Carl. But yeah, that is where the episode ends. I feel like this was really good. But I tell you what, I will say one thing. You take Shane. Imagine Shane dies in season 1.
Well, Shane was supposed to die, and if you base it on the comics, Shane dies in
Episode 4 or something?
At the start of episode 4. No, what's the episode where Shane? It's before they go and look. Episode 3.
That's insane.
Because that's the one. That's the one where Dale almost catches them shooting. He's like, you pointed the gun at him. That's before they go. Rick goes back into the town.
Yeah.
They do a quick search before.
Aye.
So that's when like Shane dies in the comics.
So in the comics he points the gun at Rick and then Carl shoots him.
Aye.
So there's no proof. What the fuck? That's mad.
Yeah. So I mean, comics are pissed. Comics are overrated.
Comics are very pish, but I tell you what, right? You take Shane at this episode alone, man, and it decreases it by a shit ton.
I mean,
he made this up. I mean, the scene at the start, and then this scene.
They killed Amy. They killed Otis.
Even the scene with Dale, but the scene where he hands out the guns right up to Rick shoots Sophia. It's the fucking John Burful show. Yes.
I mean, you can see why this guy went on to bigger and better things, and his career skyrocketed after he left The Walking Dead. Can you say that about anyone else? Who else has went from The Walking Dead and went on to be successful?
He's different. He's a class above the rest here.
No. Honestly, though, see, think about it. Who's? Yeah, I guess we could say, oh well, Rick Grimes has tried to do it, but even then, that's Walking Dead movies. It's still the same universe. Why is Andrew Lincoln not been offered
anything else?
Non-fucking Walking Dead shows?
I know, literally.
Why is Chandler Riggs not been offered anything big? Whoever plays Michonne, if she's
Melissa
so good.
McBride. Damn.
Yeah, why is but she's getting a spin. Yeah, but it's a spin-off. It's a fucking Walking Dead spin-off.
Exactly.
Why are they not getting their own shit? Shane got his fucking own show, The Punisher. Got to fucking be in Brad Pitt movies. Got to be in a movie with Stallone.
And the shows here, like, I did think when watching it, parts were like overacting, but it was good overacting.
Yeah, maybe fucking needed it.
Like it showed him a bit psychotic.
See, you think about it though. When you consider that the whole scene is literally stuck on a farm, you need a bit of overacting.
No, you do. But say Shane isn't here, he's dead, or like there's someone else playing the role of Shane, just nowhere near this guy's level. How shit would that have been? Like, it takes so much away.
Yeah,
it really does. Like, it's almost a one-man episode.
I think so. But I think it's time to rate this episode. I mean, I really enjoy this episode. I think
I'm gonna
give it a 9. I don't think I can give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'll give it a 9, right? But see if you take like the Shane stuff out, I know it's a big lot, but say it's someone else, like I said, you're looking at like a 5 or a 6 in my opinion.
Yeah.
He fucking carries it.
Well, he is the man, like, if I have said this, like, I mean, could they have done something else with Shane? Could they have gave him his own spin-off? Could they have kept him alive? I mean, there's ifs and buts. What if they killed off Rick and kept Shane? What if they decided to keep both of them? I mean, could you imagine, Shane meeting the governor? It would have been cool to see that kind of stuff.
I know,
we'll never get to see
we didn't even get Shane, like, meet any of these, like, post-apocalyptic, like,
even the two
films.
Even the two in Nebraska. Jim and Dave, is it?
Aye, something like that.
Shane didn't even get to meet them.
I know.
Shane never really got to meet anyone outside the group. Could you imagine someone trying to give him shit?
Damn right,
bro. They'd have been getting exactly that Walker got, free in the fucking chamber.
I believe this is the highest episode of The Walking Dead that we've gave so far. It's clearly the best acting we've seen so far. You can talk about Andrew Lincoln, man, but the guy, I'll admit this. See when he cries, it's good sometimes. Like that snot bubble, I'll give him that. But apart from that, man,
Coral.
That's it. Until episode 8, Nebraska, the second half. Peace.